Alrighty, folks. Are you excited? I'm excited. Let me pop over here so y'all can see us. Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of our friends in the chat. My name is VooDoo Val, and I am joined by my very good friend, Cody. How are you, Cody Bear?
I'm great, Val.
I'm so excited for today. This one is gonna be like kind of a different episode than we've done, sort of. I'm gonna give you folks the rundown if you've never caught an episode of Drawing a Blank. Today is going to be one of our filling in the blank style prompt illustration shows, but in the past we've done characters, we've done posters, we've done like video game inventories and stuff, and today is kind of like one specific prop. Right? It's like one item and maybe more if we decide to do more. But today our theme is...
Sorry to stop you, Val.
Uh-huh.
I think that our cams aren't on screen.
Our cams are not on screen?
It looks like.
Uh-oh. We're still on the intro screen. That's wild because my Streamlabs has us up.
It looks like I'm on the live stream and people are saying that our cams aren't on screen.
Let me open it. Can you guys hear us?
Disembodied voices.
Yeah, you can hear us clearly, but it's still... That's wild. How weird is that? Yeah, my Streamlabs shows that we are on screen. I'm just kind of like toggling through the work to the different scenes to see if it does it. Drawing a blank screen. Great, guys. Great. Maybe it's something with the YouTube. Oh, that's so weird. This has never happened to me before.
Maybe if we stop the stream, it's gonna kill the event.
Whoa, we are now on the stream, but in slow motion.
Whoa!
What?
What is happening?
Is happening? I do not know.
It's like OBS is like catching up, but slowly.
I mean, we look great. You just did a hair flip? Oh, man. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay, I mean, we look good, but voices are too soft. Okay, and it's quiet. And it's quiet.
This is so weird.
This has never happened to me before. Let me see what I can do, folks. Let me see what I can do.
Stand by.
Yeah.
Stand by. Just watch us in slow-mo for a bit.
Okay. Let me pop over here to BRB. I'm gonna mute us. I'm gonna mute us, folks. Hello, everyone. Are we live? We're gonna see. We're waiting for.
Are we normal speed now?
Maybe. I'm trying to pop
Hello?
over. Huh? Just the sound. Can't see you right now. Nope. There it goes.
Oh.
Yeah?
It's still slow-mo. It's still slow-mo.
Why are we slow? Yeah?
It's still slow-mo. It's still slow-mo.
Oh no!
We might
Patrick says do the hair flip. Can we both? On three. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's gonna look great. I'm going to take us back to our BRB. Sorry guys, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna give this another try, and if it doesn't work this time, what we're gonna do is we're going to full screen our work regions, and then we are going to work so that you guys can just see our workflows. And the workflows might be slightly slow, but we will be here, okay? we will be here.
The cams are not slow.
No slow-mo? It's working!
No slow-mo. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness. All right.
More hair flips.
Yeah. Let us know.
Only if it's slow-mo.
We only do hair flips if there's a slow motion filter on us. Okay. I'm gonna turn the music back on. Let us know if our audio levels are decent, because somebody mentioned that was an issue, but I wonder if that was part of the previous problem.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave the audio where it is now. Never doubted you for a second. Don't lie to me, Kenobi. Don't lie to me, Kenobi. Audio is good for me with headphones. Still a bit low. Okay, let me crank it up just a little bit. That's crazy. Sound okay. Stream is all about flipping hair. Yes. All right. Let us know as we go along. But hello.
Hi. Wow. Happy Monday. You know,
happy Monday, folks. Welcome to Drawing a Blank. My name is VooDoo Val, and I'm joined by my very good friend Codi Bear. How are you, Codi? I'll ask you again.
I'm fantastic, Val.
Another check-in, just in case you feel insane, because I do. We do this show, Drawing a Blank, every so often, and it is the show where we put together a 3-part prompt similar to the prompts about ourselves down below, and we allow you folks to vote on elements of that prompt. Today we are doing a layered cake illustration theme. And if you are over on the YouTube, you'll have no problems finding the polls where you will be able to vote periodically through the show. If you're over on Behance, I suggest heading over to YouTube and popping out the chat, because that will create a little voting module for you. And we're going to dive straight into our first our first prompt, which is, let me pop over here to our work scene, and I'll read the whole thing for you, and then I'll let you know what you can vote on. So, this is a winter or autumn themed cake for a vampire or an elf celebration filled with fruit or chocolate filling. So we're going to be designing some pretty cool cakes, and it's up to you folks whether this is winter or autumn themed. So if we could get a little poll up in the YouTube chat, that would be fabulous. We are, we've lost about 15 minutes of our show, unfortunately, but one of everybody always thinks that mine and Cody's greatest talent is illustration. It's actually pulling rabbits from hats.
Yes, that's and slow-mo hair flips.
And slow-mo hair flips. We are very, very good at doing illustrations in a strange amount of time. This is what we do for a living, so we will be fine. We're just going to spend maybe a little less time on each prompt. So, looks like that prompt is up. People are voting. Thank you so much. And I'm going to go for this. I'm going to go for like an awkwardly tall cake. Mm-hmm. And it's going to have the essence of Happy Birthday Harry.
Yes.
Like it's been sat on, but Hagrid did his best, kind of, Gonna start like kind of building this weird lopsided silhouette because I think that's what we need. Autumn vampire chocolate. Yeah, so a lot of these prompts that we do, if you folks in chat have never come in to hang out with us for an episode of Drawing a Blank, a lot of our prompts that we allow you to vote on are kind of like half and half, and then you guys get to decide whether we mix and match that, we have like usually like a happy and a sad. Ooh, you know what? I pulled up my thing because I thought you were hunting for something, but I'm gonna pull mine down and full screen yours, Cody, because I think people will want to see your cakes. I think that we usually have a half and half kind of prompt where you can vote for either the creepy or the cute, but a lot of times they end up mixing themes. And Cody happens to be the queen of very cool cake design, so why don't you tell us a little bit about how you illustrate cakes, Cody?
I don't know about that necessarily, but I just coincidentally happened to have made this file for Adobe Live like a couple years ago. And I just happened to have drawn cakes for it, so when I just remembered that I had it in my CC files here. I used it to explain how I use flat perspective. Mm-hmm. And if you guys would like to, feel free. Here, I'll zoom out a little bit so it can actually fit the whole file onto the screen because I think our UI is covering it.
Yeah, there we
go. So if you guys want to screenshot this, feel free, just to like, if you're interested in like trying out different perspective styles in your own work, this can kind of just maybe be used as like a reference. As you can see, I'm actually, let's see, flat, my very technical terms, as you can see by the title of this document. We have mostly realistic perspective, round flat perspective. That's when the line on the bottom is flat and the top is a round circle. Mm-hmm. Round perspective is both the bottom and the top is round, and flat perspective, that's what I usually do in my work, where both lines on the top and bottom are flat, but you can still see the top of the item because it's almost like something like we took a 3D object and kind of like smushed it up into a flat perspective. And then also you have the typical side profile as well. And as you can see, if I go back to my other file that I'm working on, we are in fact doing the flat perspective. I didn't really know how else to describe these terms. I hope they make sense to you.
They definitely make sense to me because you described them the way I think about art stuff in my head. You know, so I do think that I am grasping the very, quote unquote, very technical terms.
Yes.
They make sense to me.
It's an industry term.
It is. It's definitely industry standard. All right, I'm going to pop over here. Right off the bat, very different cakes, friend. Very, very, very different cakes. I am not going to be doing regular cake layers. The layers are all different sizes on the inside of this cake. And we've got 16 votes already for our first poll, putting autumn at 81%.
Ooh,
yeah.
We are coming into autumn, you guys.
We are coming into autumn. I'm sure everybody, I was just saying before this stream, like, I need spooky season here now.
Yeah.
I need it. So let's go with autumn, and let's get our second poll going. If you folks would like to vote, again, either head over to YouTube or pop out the YouTube chat so you can stay on Behance, so you can see the polls. And that's going to be, you know, is this for a vampire or an elf celebration? I feel like in both cases, maybe more so for the vampire, but I feel like elves are also, like, kind of considered an immortal race, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this could be like a, you know how people are like, when you turn 30, they're like, oh, the big 3-0, we could do the big 300. Like it's their 300th birthday party.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. I like that.
The big 300, which would be cute. You know, do some little candles, little sparklers. I feel like the sparklers would be, they should be lopsided, at least on my cake. They should be sticking out in wrong angles.
Cute. Your cake kind of also reminds me of, if any of you guys are familiar with Disney's Sleeping Beauty, they have like a cake that has like a million layers and it's like super sloppy and it's like falling over.
Yes.
I've seen people actually recreate that cake in real life and it's like being held up by like a broomstick and stuff. It's amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah, I want this to be, like, uncomfortable to look at, is what I want. Is what I want. I want you to look at it and be like, if I get near this, it's going to be on my clothes.
Yeah.
So, we are at 50-50, by the way, for elf and vampire thus far. I'll give you folks some time, like, to really, decide what you want, but, I felt like chat would go either or, like, very obviously, but sometimes that's not what it's like, you know?
Yeah.
Typically
sometimes we think we know, but...
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like we do, I won't say, not preempt, but we do, anticipate or predict what chat will really love, and then sometimes we end up drawing something we had absolutely no plans to illustrate for the day.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and, because we're low on time, I'm gonna start blocking in with color and not grayscale.
That's smart.
I'm gonna go straight for color. I'm using a custom brush, by the way.
Oh, your own custom brush? Or?
Yeah.
Wow.
Super, super easy. I don't know if you folks are, like, knife brush fans, like a palette knife.
Mm-hmm.
This is not super intricate by any means, but if you are looking for a quick palette knife brush, and you want to make some for yourself, I saw like a training video recently where somebody was using a palette knife to like really get some good contrast in their illustration, and I was like, man, I need that in my life. And then I was like googling palette knife brushes to download like the ABR file for a good one, and then I was like, dude, a palette knife brush is literally this. Okay, let me show you. A palette knife, if you want to make a palette knife brush, all you have to do is draw a rectangle, like a thin rectangle, fill it in with black, and that's it. If you want it to be fancy, like, we'll do two here. So there's the palette knife, and it's with it still selected. I'll go up to, I think, edit, define brush preset, and it just makes like this little brush. Let me deselect and make it smaller. It just makes like this little palette knife just to kind of cut across, which is really cool. But you can also be fancy with it. So I have my little rectangle that is also, let me full screen because I realize you probably didn't see me go up to edit, but you'll see it this time. If I want to add a little finesse to it, I could come in and grab my like basic soft round brush. Let me... Where are you? General brushes. Okay. And I'm going to just kind of fade away. Fade it out. Fade it out. Sometimes you have to sing to your brushes so they work right. I'll just do like a little, fade on it, like so. And then we'll go with it selected. Remember, you have to select what you want to make a brush, and you will have better, how do I say it? You'll have better results with the type of brush that you have if your selection is as close to the edges of that defined brush shape you're working with as possible. So we can come up to edit, define brush preset, which is just behind Codi's head, but it will be in that edit panel. We can name it, say okay, and then let's Control D to deselect, and let's see what this gives us. Let's, actually, it's not really soft enough, so we can come into our brush settings. We could change the spacing. We could also change the direction, which I think would be cool. Like that, because it kind of gives it like a little, and then we have like this interesting like softness to it. I feel like maybe I should have made it less visible, which we could do if we reselect that, and I will deselect most of this. Let's make that all separate, and let's go edit, define brush preset, boom, 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 okay. Deselect. Yeah, there we go. So there's like a soft palette knife, which I actually really like, and I might use this all the time now.
Nice.
Word of advice, though. Oh, did you want to say something?
I was just gonna say it looks like Elf has one.
No way. Okay, it's an elf cake. 20 votes for. Oh, wow. Okay. I really thought it was going to be vampire there for a second, but let's go with elf, and then our final one would be filled with fruit or chocolate filling. And Carol Pearl, before we even went live, was like, will there be chocolate today?
Yeah.
Get out of my head. Get out. Yes, indeed, there could be chocolate today, Carol. It's all about how, like, if you can or cannot sway the chat in your favor. So go ahead and vote on fruit or chocolate filling, and we will get this show on the road. I'm gonna save this brush because I do really like this brush, so I'm gonna drag this up here. When you're making brushes, folks, one piece of advice, if you make any changes, like if I decide that I want to add more settings to this, and like, no, not that, no. If I decide that I want to like come into my brush settings and alter anything, make sure you open that hamburger menu and say new brush preset, because if you switch away from the brush after you've made settings changes to it, but you didn't save those settings into a new brush, it will change. You can use the brush with those new settings for as long as you want, but it will not keep unless you make a new brush with those new settings. Your cake is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
I love it.
I wanted to, because elves are very like elegant, like high elves, but also connected to like the earth and nature. So I wanted to like add, I felt like they would kind of like have like very like wispy leaves and things on a cake, maybe. Yeah.
Elves are dressed like they're getting married today.
Yeah, exactly.
All the time.
All the time. I wish I could dress that well.
Yeah, me too. I see your elegant and ethereal elves, Cody, and I raise you the cake of a country bumpkin elf.
It's a wood elf.
Yeah, it's a wood elf. She collects acorns and shiny rocks. Do not touch them. Okay, so an autumn elf cake. We're gonna find out if there's chocolate. It looks like there may be chocolate. Chocolate is winning so far, but for how long, we do not know.
Maybe my leaves are chocolate, and I have drip chocolate on the top layer.
Ooh. It could also be white chocolate.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of ways that we could go with this. I think I'm gonna do like a soft tan in the background. Sometimes you know what? Never mind, nailed it. I was just about to tell you about a thing I don't do very good, but I like those colors. I did a good job. I would like to thank the Academy. I would like to thank Cody Bear for all of the hundreds of times I've seen her choose an earth tone for the background and get it right first try. I would like to thank her for letting some of that magic rub off onto me.
Aww.
Val, you'd make a good voice actor. I don't remember any of the voices I do, though, Carol. I appreciate that, but this is madness, not talent.
I love that.
Hi, Shauna. Should I have mushrooms as decor? That's a great idea. That's an excellent idea.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms, acorns. I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff on this cake that's you shouldn't eat. You know, grass. This is stuff she found. I'm gonna do a chocolate, but I think I could get away with that. No, green frosting. I was gonna put purple frosting. I was gonna do that thing I do, where no matter what you vote on, I make it what I want anyways. But I won't. I won't do it.
Not today.
Yeah. I'm attempting to behave myself. Let's make this a little bit brighter. Red velvet for vamps. Ooh. That, you know what? If I don't see some red velvet cakes from y'all in the chat, I will be very sad.
Red velvet with cream cheese frosting is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm really just like scribbling in shape detail here, and I'm not really worried about it looking perfect because it is such a weirdly shaped cake. Like, I feel like I can get away with a lot.
It the more weird it is, the more character it has. Is
True.
Really,
that's my life philosophy.
Really... Yeah, exactly.
That's how I live.
It's just rustic, okay?
Yeah. I'm just eclectic and quirky.
Yeah.
I'm just We are doing a very good job, by the way, because we're about a half hour into the show. Even after all of those tech issues, we've got cakes down.
Yeah. Look at our legit cakes.
Yeah. And it looks like chocolate is winning. I'm gonna say, gosh, 21 votes and 71% chocolate. So these are chocolate cakes officially. And that could be filling, you know. They don't have to be chocolate as far as the actual cake goes.
I'm gonna put dirt on my cake.
That's a good idea. I think that my elf would definitely love that. I think
it's actually just Oreo, guys. It's crushed Oreo.
Yeah. Mine isn't. Mine
is. Yeah, yours is actually dirt. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like it's a weird name. I don't know what my elf is named. Let me know in the chat. Your elf definitely has a name that sounds like she should be in charge.
Yeah.
one of those elf names that ends in the sound Riel. Galadriel.
Exactly.
Or, you know,
I was about to say, she comes straight out of Rivendell. You know,
yeah.
like...
For sure. Mine lived with hobbits.
Yeah.
For
she was
time.
raised by hobbits.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
That's hilarious.
Let's imagine for a moment an elf raised by hobbits. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the other elves aren't fans.
Right? I kind of love that.
I feel like that would make an excellent D&D character. I'm an elf, and I have elf magic, but I was raised by hobbits, so the only thing I've done with my elf magic is, like, grow carrots and turnips.
Farm, yeah.
Like, farm and do dishes, and make, like, funny sounds.
I love that.
Okay. I'm very pleased with the silhouette that my cake cuts to be.
It's very cute. Oh, I like the little, like, frosting kind of like pieces, or is that chocolate like chunks that you kind of like the shapes that you put?
I
like
think
it kind of
that
breaks.
it's like the frosting is like kind of like, you know, like it has some little pieces that are dribbling down. Clearly, it's not that this cake has been sitting there and gravity has done this to it. It was made wrong. Let's be honest.
Right.
This was made incorrectly. And I'm going to use some clipping masks so that I can illustrate the inside of the cake. I feel like this is a carrot cake with chocolate filling. Chocolate carrot cake? No, it should just be like it should just be like a regular chocolate cake. We're gonna put different layer colors in here. With it being an autumn cake, part of me, you know, thinks carrot cake for sure, but I don't think my character's quirky, but I don't think even she would mix chocolate and carrot cake. I don't think carrot cake has chocolate in it, does it?
No, it's like a cinnamon cake.
Yeah.
It's like it kind of tastes like coffee cake a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. 100%. Okay, it's definitely three-dimensional now. We gotta put a puddle under it. My cake has a puddle underneath it. We're not the same. We're not the same people, I don't think. Yours, I would pay money for yours. I would pay money for mine to never grace my kitchen, perhaps. It is really lovely though, Cody. I'm gonna full screen just so people can see like more closely that detail that at the bottom, if you want to, because our UI does cover like some of the bottom of it, but oh man, that's looking so good.
Thanks.
You're welcome, friend. Like someone left the cake out in the rain. Right you are, Harry. That's exactly what's happened. I think an elf raised by hobbits would have a beer gut.
Oh no.
It's possible because you know what? Hobbits enjoy themselves.
They do.
They do. They really do. Beautiful two cakes. Elizabeth is insisting that I be nicer to myself in the chat. And I think that that's fair. I'm gonna go ahead and come back to both of us so we can look at our beautiful two cakes. Valadriel, is that me? Valadriel and Cadadriel. Are you taking over for Kyle as the official brush maker for Adobe? Honestly, I think he's irreplaceable. I don't think, I don't know. Those, I would never even attempt to fill those shoes, my friend. The fancy elves. What if they were a vampire elf hybrid? Ooh, dark elves.
True. True.
That could be amazing. But I think World of Warcraft has sort of done that. Alright, what are we doing on time? I think it's not too bad. we've got about 15 minutes.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. That's enough to... I don't know if I'm gonna detail mine too much, but I think I'm definitely not gonna do a lot of like sketching on it. I think that I'm gonna do sort of like I did in one of the more recent episodes of Drawing a Blank, where instead of sketching, I can use varying values of my hues that I've chosen for different elements of the painting, and give it like that. It's kind of like the Hellboy style, you know, like those little like nicks and dents and texture of contrast around the edges. I wish I had I have to pull my comics out still and display them. Otherwise I would reach for, because I've got a bunch of Hellboy comics, and if you guys haven't seen them, the subject matter might not be for you, but as a study in like how incredible you can, like the incredible impact of contrast, like high contrast illustration, it's super inspiring, super inspiring. Hey Stony! Good to see you.
Hi Stony!
Hi friend! We do devolve into strange little goblins during this show. We do.
Especially after we've had tech issues.
Oh my gosh, man. Okay. There's chocolate everywhere. That's fine. This is fine. I don't know if I want it to be that dark, though. I feel like maybe it should be lighter. Maybe it should be a color closely resembling the background, maybe? I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss. I know that I want like a shadow under here, but I don't know what kind of shadow it should be, if it should be cake related or not. I'm not sure. I might need to experiment. Maybe I did like it, this color. Yeah, I kind of did. Okay, then I am going to grab a texture brush, grab this darker color, and we're going to darken the inside here. There we go. Now they're separate. Yeah!
Woohoo!
I love your little pumpkin.
Thanks. I love your puddle.
Thank you. I worked really hard on it.
You always gotta have a good cake puddle, you know?
Yeah, you know?
It's a requirement for good baking.
It might be that this cake is like a mud pie.
Right.
Like mine is not a cake.
Like a lava cake?
Yeah, like a lava
Chocolate
cake,
lava
but she
cake?
may have put dirt in this.
Right. Right. We don't know what the lava's made out of.
Yeah, couldn't tell
you.
But could not tell you. Okay. I'm gonna come in on another layer with, let me kind of lower my, this is that moment. I always keep my line art in my work. And this is like the moment of truth where I'm like, is this good looking or is this weird? And I have to start like phasing it out a little and replacing some of the details with my own.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work out the way that I want it to. So let's grab this. Let's start doing some little texture bits and bobs. Jeezy peasy, Cody. That looks so good.
Thanks.
You have like tiers to this thing.
I've drawn some cakes. Drawn some cakes in my time.
I've done this before, Val, so...
I'm somewhat of a cake drawer myself.
Yeah. This isn't my first cake rodeo, okay? Okay. Mead filling? I don't know. What do elves drink? I think it's elf wine. I think elves are wine people.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I could see hobbits being more mead people.
Yeah. I think mead and like heavier drinks like that are definitely like hobbits and dwarves. In my
Which is funny because my husband loves mead.
Yeah. Hobbit or dwarf? Hobbit or dwarf?
Yeah.
Okay. There's some texture. That's cool. I feel like it could be better, but this is what we got. And it's starting to look cool. Speaking of which, late for the previous show, the one with the covers. Oh yeah, liked Cody's design a lot. Reminded me of the game Old Man's Journey. I've never heard of that game. I don't think.
Oh, I think that's like an indie game on Steam. I've never played it before, but I'm familiar with the art style. Thanks, I appreciate that.
I really liked your design as well, and I think I even remarked that as we were working, I was like, did it or did it not already look like a fully fleshed out like client piece?
Uh-huh.
It definitely looked like that to me. I was like, what?
That gives me more confidence when I go to try to design my own book's cover, because I'm completely new to that sort of thing, so...
I think that you are going to do a spectacular job, because your concept and stuff, because like sometimes, you know, these show episodes, we don't end up with like a finished product, but we had an interesting journey testing out a new style or a new concept, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But your initial attempt at concept looked like something I could picture on a shelf already.
Aww.
So I was like, man, she's gonna kill it. This is gonna be dope. I'm putting, by the way, some like frosting in between the cake layers, which I think is a normal thing.
Your
cakes.
cake, your rendering kind of makes me think of like, it kind of makes me think of like rock layers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like sediment layers, and it
Yeah.
almost like looks like it would be like the birthday cake for a geologist or something.
Oh my gosh, that's a good idea. That would be a fun one to do, like birthday cakes for fantasy professions.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would be super into that. Okay. This is... It's honestly, the cake is not finished. Like, it's like like it was created sort of right, but really what they did was layer the cake bread on top of itself and then just dump whatever remaining frosting they had over top. And that's it. That's all the effort. All right, we have about 5 minutes, which is crazy.
Oh,
I can't believe how much time
I
has
wish we could stay
passed.
on and work on these.
I know. But I think that we have done a darn good job considering the streaming gods were like, I don't think so. I know that there's some other folks that have kind of popped in later on, but we had the weirdest bout of slow motion hair flips and strangeness going on earlier. It's definitely a hoot if you want to check it out, but I was worried that we weren't going to stream.
Yeah, seriously.
I was concerned. But this turned out pretty good. I'm proud of us. I'm gonna do some finishing touches on just making it look like it's got a little bit of dimension. And I might have time to incorporate the sparklers. Maybe, maybe not. It's possible. Let's go ahead and let's do green. I think green would be good. I need all who behold this cake to be like, what did you do to it? That's the vibe I'm going for.
We don't trust this cake.
I need true, honest concern.
Well, that's who made that cake? I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't think, I don't think so. Get some bright color going. And I kind of can just like tippy tap for my sparkler designs because I don't think that I have time to like really make this look like cool sparklers, but I think that I can get the point across sort of in like 20 seconds. I don't think anybody will begrudge me not having perfect sparklers.
Oh, I'm gonna begrudge you, Val. I'm begrudging so hard.
Begrudging commencing. Consider yourself begrudged.
Yeah.
Well, I did my best, Cody. I did my best, okay? But that is honestly, I think that works out pretty well. I'm proud of this. I got even a little bit of shading going on in there. So there is my my cake for an autumn cake for an elf with chocolate in it. And yours is so good. I'm gonna full screen.
Here's my cake with dirt on it.
It's honestly though, but like your cake with dirt on it looks like it's definitely something edible that is made purposely to signify dirt because it is a lovely cake and of course they wouldn't put dirt on it. If I pan over to mine could be dirt.
Right.
Mine could be dirt and sediment.
It's a mud pie.
Yeah, this is an igneous pie. It's but yes, very, very, very well done. I wonder if we will maybe see this on Instagram because I feel like it fits for the upcoming season.
Yes.
But I'm proud of us. Unfortunately, we are getting ready to come to a close for our show. So we do have to take off here pretty soon. But thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you in a few weeks, for another episode of Drawing a Blank. So keep an eye out on the schedule for us, and we will talk to you later. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.